My dear students, welcome back to Advocate Bapusaheb Bhonde High School digital class. In our today's video, again, we will learn in our English 2 subject, the comprehension. In comprehension, today we will learn passage 3 from page number 82 of Learner's English Grammar book. Children, do you know what is comprehension? Comprehension is a short story or a passage, a paragraph, and we have to read that paragraph and we have to find out answers for which questions are given in your grammar book. So you can see these pictures. This is about the story given in your grammar book, that is under passage 3. And we will find out simultaneously answers for given questions in your grammar book also. Okay. So we'll start reading of the passage. In a small village in South India, there lived an old woman. She lived in a hut beside a large pond. See, this old woman is living in this hut, and here is a large pond near this hut. So our first question given in your grammar book for this passage is, where did the old woman live? So here is the answer, that she lived in a hut beside a large pond. Now next lines in the passage. What about this picture? Can you see some frogs and fishes playing inside? Yes, this is the large pond near the hut in which frogs and fishes are playing. And this is the roof of the hut where a sparrow, a bird, has made nest. It's a baby sparrow. Can you see? So now here are the lines from the passage. Fishes and frogs played in the pond. Birds and squirrels had built their nests in the big trees that grew around the hut. So in grammar book, the second question for this comprehension is given. That is, where had the birds and squirrels built their nests? So in this line, you can find out the answer. Birds and squirrels had built their nests in the big trees that grew around the hut. Now next line. In the roof of the old woman's hut, there lived a sparrow. The old woman used to give the sparrow a little food every day. Can you see, children? A sparrow is in this dish and some food is kept for the sparrow. So children, as old woman was giving little food to the sparrow every day, they are now good friends to each other and they loved each other. So one day the sparrow asked the old woman to give him a sweet. The old woman loved the sparrow very much. So she also agreed and she prepared kheer for him. This is the answer for third question. Did you observe that this is the answer of third question? Yes, you can see in your grammar book. The third question for this paragraph is, what did the old woman prepare for sparrow one day? So she prepared kheer for him. Now as the kheer is made just now, the kheer was hot. So the old woman, she warned the sparrow not to eat it immediately. Old woman has told sparrow not to eat immediately. But what happened? We will read here. The greedy sparrow could not resist the temptation and put his beak into the hot kheer. What happened? Yes, as the kheer was hot, his beak got burnt and he cried out in pain. He pushed the bowl away, saying that the kheer was not nice. Students, Here is the answer of our fourth question. What is the question? What did the greedy sparrow do? Students, you will find answer in above lines. What the sparrow did? He pushed the bowl away, saying that the kheer was not nice. As the sparrow pushed the bowl, kheer was fallen on the ground, and very little kheer left over in the bowl. So we will read after few minutes what happened. After some time, he came back to the bowl of kheer and dipped his beak into the little kheer that was left over. He regretted his mistake because the kheer was actually very tasty. What happened? Kheer was very little, but as he tasted, he found that kheer is very tasty. So now he regretted his mistake. As he has pushed the bowl, kheer is not no more now. So children, we have tried to find out answers for the given questions. These questions are given in your grammar book with this comprehension. So now we will read the comprehension and then we will solve the last question, that is, what is the moral of the story. So listen carefully as we are reading for you. In a small village in South India, there lived an old woman. She lived in a hut beside a large pond. Fishes and frogs played in the pond. Birds and squirrels had built their nests in the big trees that grew around the hut. In the roof of the old woman's hut, there lived a sparrow. The old woman used to give the sparrow a little food every day. One day, the sparrow asked the old woman to give him a sweet. The old woman loved the sparrow very much. She prepared kheer for him. The kheer was hot, so she warned the sparrow not to eat it. The greedy sparrow could not resist the temptation and put his beak into the hot kheer. His beak got burnt and he cried out in pain. He pushed the bowl away, saying that the kheer was not nice. After some time, he came back to the bowl of kheer and dipped his beak into the little kheer that was left over. He regretted his mistake because the kheer was actually very tasty. So children, after reading this passage, what do you understand? What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story says us that look before you leap. We should listen and follow if someone gives us any suggestion. And we should be patient. We should not do wrong things and we should not act without thinking. So children, read the passage again and again, practice it and then write all questions and answers in your grammar notebook. If you have liked the video, like it, share it and subscribe it. Keep studying and keep playing and have a nice day. Thank you students.